Howdy, howdy, howdy. Welcome back to MCubed. I am your host, Harris, and today we are doing another Tick It or Skip It. This time over Olivia Wilde's sophomore film, Don't Worry, Darling. In a Tick It or Skip It, we go over 4 questions before I ask the question, should you get a ticket, should you skip it, or should you get a ticket with some trepidation? Let's get into it. So our first question is, was the film itself fulfilling? Simply put, no. It's shallow and messy, but that does not mean it's bad by any means. That brings me into question number 2, were the characters' arcs fulfilling? Let's start with Florence Pugh and her character, Alice. If there's a highlight of this film, it's Florence Pugh. Florence Pugh is a powerhouse in everything she does acting-wise, and this is no different. It is kind of reminiscent of Midsommar in a lot of like the scenes and the way that she is acting, but the character itself is very different, and I think the fulfillment that you do get comes from that. But I wouldn't necessarily say it's 100% fulfilling just because of the writing. Her acting performance-wise, very fulfilling. So then that brings us to Jack, her husband, played by Harry Styles. Why is he in this movie? No, he's not fulfilling. Stop acting, unless it's highly specific for you, my friend. Harry Styles, you're not the worst actor in the world. You're a wonderful performer in general, but you don't belong in this movie, and I think you knew that, my friend. That brings me right into Chris Pine's Frank. And yes, he's actually one of the better performances of this film, and I would say that his arc, maybe not entirely fulfilling by any means, but more fulfilling than a lot of the others. He does have a stronger performance in here, so that is nice. You don't necessarily get a bunch of him, but he does have a strong performance. And his wife, Shelley, played by Gemma Chan, also has one of the stronger performances, I would say. We know Gemma Chan can act, and this doesn't necessarily push her boundaries any, if that's an easy way of saying that. I like what she does, and her arc is sort of fulfilling. So then I get into Nick Kroll's Dean and Olivia Wilde's Bunny, another one of the couples, the next door couple to Florence Pugh and Harry Styles is Jack and Alice. Nick Kroll is not the type of person that you would usually see, but I think he does well. I mean, he doesn't have a large part by any means, and with what he is given, he performs. But I wouldn't say his arc is fulfilling, per se. Which Olivia Wilde's character, Bunny, is pivotal, but one of the worst parts of the movie. I like Olivia Wilde as both an actor and director and Booksmart, and I know that she has the ability to do good here. All I've got to say is, yeah, we needed to worry, darling, because this script ain't it. It could have been something, I think, but it's shallow just like her performance here, and I'm going to say her arc is not fulfilling. So then we get to one of the main sub-characters, Violet, played by Sydney Chandler, and she is introduced in the film like she's going to be a pivotal main character, and her arc's not fulfilling. Performance, just fine. So that brings us to our final character of Margaret, played by Kiki Lane, who is wonderful in everything I've ever seen her in before, and I think she would have been wonderful in this film if she was actually used and like 90% of her stuff wasn't cut. Her arc is not fulfilling remotely, and it's almost more pivotal to the film than Florence Pugh's Alice's character's arc. You can feel the cutting room just chopping through this person's scenes. Kiki Lane deserved more for this. So that brings us into question number 3. Did I personally like this film? It doesn't seem like I've liked it so far. And I didn't, but I didn't hate it. There were parts that were good. All these different actors did well with what they had. Olivia Wilde, Harry Styles had no business being in this movie, acting-wise. It masquerades as this meaningful thriller, psychological sci-fi thing that is gonna make you think, no, it's just not. I don't like the editing in it at all. The pacing actually isn't all that bad. So is the film itself worth watching? I'd say partially. There's a lot of drama and controversy going on around this film right now as its press tour is kind of coming to an end while it's in theaters now. Go form your own opinion. I will always say that. But from my point of view, this film's not worth watching. If you really want a psychological thriller, there are many better psychological thrillers to be had, and Barbarian's in theaters right now. Go see that. That brings me into our final question, which is, should you get a ticket? Should you skip it? Or should you get a ticket with a bit of trepidation? My official answer is ticket with trepidation. If you actually want to enjoy yourself in the movie theater and you're not going in there to think too much, and you just want to have a good time, this is not the film for you. This is a skip it in that manner. It's a ticket with trepidation slash skip it. Just skip the damn thing. Let me know what you thought about Don't Worry, Darling in the comments below. Let me know if you agree with me. If you enjoy our content, please give us a like, give us a subscribe, hit that notification bell, and share this video wherever you feel like, and tell your friends about it while you're at it, you know? I'll see you in the next one.